Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're trying to stay hydrated under that hot Arabian sun as Mr. Yo playing as the red Bohemians prepares to take on Hera playing as the blue Aztecs. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Bohemians are a civ that pushes its players towards an army composition made up primarily of gunpowder units. The chemistry upgrade and hand cannoneers are available in Castle Age, not Imperial, and the Bohemians do have access to an upgrade that can increase the speed of all of their gunpowder units. Now, before you think they're just a one-trick hand cannoneer pony, the Bohemians do also have access to two very powerful gunpowder unique units in their arsenal. The first is the Hussite wagon. This is an incredibly tanky, powerful siege unit that's referred to as the mobile wall. If you're wondering why it's called the mobile wall, it can actually protect units behind it from enemy projectiles by cutting the damage of those projectiles in half. Now, the second is the Haufnitze or howitzer. This is an upgraded version of the bombard cannon with more HP, better armor, higher damage, a wider blast radius, and a massive plus 250 or up to plus 300 attack bonus versus buildings. Now remember, before you get too excited, the cost of upgrading your bombard cannons to Haufnitzes, sorry, I was deciding whether to say howitzer or Haufnitze, is actually basically the same cost as going up to Imperial, so a very expensive upgrade. Now, on the field of battle, to provide support for their powerful gunpowder units, the Bohemians can turn to a few cool, interesting civilizational bonuses. First, their spearman line units deal 25% extra bonus damage, and if that's not enough for you, you can convert your entire monk line to become trash units. Now, how does that work? You can upgrade something called Hussite Reforms, which converts all the gold cost of monks and monk technologies into food costs. Essentially, like I said, turning your monks into trash units, a very cool feature. We don't get to see it a lot. I'm hoping we get to see it in this game or in any game in the real near future. Now, as every player knows, gunpowder units are quite expensive in this game, so to help you pay for them, universities and blacksmiths cost less wood, mining camp upgrades are free, markets work 80% faster, and Bohemian villagers are harder to raid because they do benefit from two monk upgrades that make them move faster and have more HP. I am, of course, talking about Fervor and Sanctity. Now, opposing this gunpowder juggernaut, we have Hera playing as the blue Aztecs, a warrior monk civilization. Aztec monks gain 5 hit points for every tech that's researched, so a fully upgraded Aztec monk comes with a massive 95 HP compared to the usual 30 or 45. Now, to help you pay for all of these upgrades, by the way, the Aztecs get all upgrades, and the cost is quite significant. Any relics collected by the Aztecs generate 33% more gold. Now, on the field of battle, to support their monks, all Aztec military units are produced faster, their skirmishers can be upgraded to have extra range and attack, and their infantry can be upgraded to get a massive across-the-board +4 attack boost, which is great news for the unique unit of the Aztecs, the Jaguar Warrior. This is an overall medium-level infantry unit that comes with a good attack bonus against other infantry units. Now, to support their military-industrial complex, Aztec villagers do carry 3 extra resources right from the start of the game, and they do start the game, if you take a look at the top right of your screen, with 50 extra gold. So you can either get Loom for free, or you can save this for 2 extra militias, or you can just save it for later so that you don't have to mine as much gold to go up to Castle Age. Now, while we've been discussing the civilizational features and bonuses, both players are heading up to Feudal. Mr. Yo with about a 10-second advantage. While they do that, and while their scouts continue circling around the map, let's take a look at the bases where they've spawned. Hera, decent wall off to the front of his base, decent wall off to one side, the other side as well. I would say overall a medium length, but look at his primary gold, very far off campus. Primary stone in the forward position. I don't like either of those at all. Mr. Yo, easy to wall off this tiny little area of this base, but east completely open, north and Actually, north is easier to wall off if he goes for a longer wall off, much harder to wall off if he goes for a nearer wall off. Take a look at his primary gold, nice and secure, right in the somewhat back/side position. Primary stone also very secure on top of a hill. Might do well to secure that location earlier on. Overall resource location, I would give this very much to Mr. Yo. Look how far Hera's gold is. If he has to retreat here, if this comes under attack by ranged units, he is going to have a long way to get home. Mr. Yo has seen exactly where his opponent is, has seen exactly where the primary gold, the primary stone is. So he must be thinking, wow, this is fantastic for me. I'm going to put as much pressure as I can. Or maybe not. Maybe he's thinking, you know what? I'm going to go for the wood line instead. What has Hera seen of Mr. Yo's base? Just the periphery. Hasn't seen the northern portion yet. Hasn't seen much of it at all. Let's see what kind of damage Mr. Yo can do here. 4 army supply to 2. Hera's getting militia of his own. They are already out on the map, but he did stop at 2. He's also not upgrading them at all. So they are going to be militias to the men-at-arms of Mr. Yo. Slightly stronger, slightly tankier unit. Not, not a game-ending difference between them. Okay, instead of going for the gold, he's going for the food. With his 4 army supply, 2 army supply also back home, 2 archers. We'll see if this Eagle Scout manages to body block this villager to such a degree that he ends up losing it. I don't know that that's going to happen, especially now that the villager is within the town center radius. So good use of the archers here by Mr. Yo. Good game sense to get those up, but a fantastic attempt by Hera to body block with the Eagle Warrior and try to kill that one villager. Both players at 24 villager count, by the way. And here we go. Now he's pivoting to the gold. This one's going to be a little bit harder to defend just because, again, it's so far away from the town center. And Hera finally has an archer unit, but one archer unit against an almost full health scout. I don't know that this is not necessarily going to work here for Hera. Oh, no. Okay. Retreating to the safety of that town center. Town center is so damn important and powerful in the earlier stages of the game. Hera being as annoying as he possibly can with such an incredibly weak army, but 2 archers are a different story. He needs to dive, he needs to dip and duck and dodge. And now he's doing, Mr. Yo's doing what no one wants to do. Number 1, he's housed at 35. Now he's engaging into archer fire with militia line units, which nobody really wants to do. Unless, of course, you're playing Malian militia with extra pierce armor, gambesons, and full complement of armor. In which case, charge away, but these are not. These are basic early feudal age Bohemian militia line units. Streaming across the map with 2 more archers circling around the back with this one scout. At this point, that scout is, his fighting days are over. He is being put out to pasture. Mr. Yo's infantry is gone. And now his follow-up makes a little bit less sense. 2 badly injured archers, not exactly going to end the game here. He's also down in upgrades, whereas Hera has the +1 attack. He does not. But let's see, can he make up for quality with quantity? Now he can't even make up for it with quantity because his army supply is lower. Okay, the players have disengaged. Let's take this opportunity to see what exactly they've built. Blacksmith, archery range for Mr. Yo. Hera, archery range, blacksmith for him as well. Let's take a look at resources. Is anyone banking anything? Hera starting to get a bit of gold, banking 300 food. Mr. Yo banking no food at all, even though he's got 17 villagers on food. Fascinating. Going for a skirmisher and now going for a wall off over here. So opting for the shorter wall off, but further away from his town center. So it's going to be harder to defend. Hera's original Eagle Scout here still circling, still trying to get some kind of damage done. The archer's closing the gap between them, but they will not catch him. He is very fast, and he's leading them into a trap. Oh, run away, run away. Skirmishers do come out, though. Home advantage here for Mr. Yo. Is able to replenish his army, reinforce, in other words, much, much quicker. Hera realizes this, has to disengage. His army supply is decent, but badly bruised. This eagle is basically on death's door, as was this archer right before he took a javelin to the back. and died in that hot Arabian sun. As we said, need to stay hydrated this summer. Everyone, please. Man, so important. I'm learning at the young age of 40 that it's important to stay hydrated. Oh, man. Oh, you know, we all have to grow up sometimes. What can I say? 36 army supply to 36, 10 army supply to, or no, 36 civilian supply to 36, I meant. 10 army supply to 11, although right as I say that, of course, Hera jumps up to 13 and takes the villager lead. Hera will be going up to castle first, I suspect, because he is only 200 food away. Mr. Yo is almost 300 food away. We'll see. Will Hera build anything else? Will he? Oh, no, he's building 2 eagles. Remember, the cost of those eagles has risen 5 food, unless we're talking about the Incas, in which case, remember, there's a progressive discount that you get now for your eagles. But your generic eagles now went from 20 food, 50 gold to 25 food, 50 gold, which doesn't sound like much until you realize that's a 25% increase in food. 25% is a pretty significant increase if you're going to start producing them en masse. That being said, right now, eagles not really the focus here. Skirmishers are. They are here and they are fighting other skirmishers. Not a huge damage dealer, especially against any unit other than archers, but 7 of them with 2 eagles could potentially be very annoying. This farm might be rendered defunct very soon. Plus, he's got the high ground. Hera being very careful not to give up that high ground bonus. 25% extra damage against units from the low ground, and you take 25% less damage from units on the low ground. Both players going up to castle. About 25 seconds ahead is Hera, even though he has 1 extra villager. Eagle does die. That was unexpected there. An unexpected little gain for Mr. Yo. Kill count 7 to 5. Neither player really killing any villagers at the moment. Just trading out some units here or there, keeping each other busy, keeping each other occupied. A scout tried to go in there, tried to get some kind of kill, failed miserably and died. Little kill squad moving around the edges of the map. And by the way, I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. Look at the base that Mr. Yo has carved for himself. This is a 6th or a 7th of the map here. With gold in the back. Extra stone everywhere. Wood. Plenty of wood. I like this carve out for Mr. Yo. Yes, it is big. Yes, it is hard to defend, especially if Hera starts attacking the periphery of it. But man, if he can hold on to this wall off, it's going to be fantastic. Second tertiary gold, secondary stone, or rather primary stone. And now continues to circle around. These are elite skirmishers now. In 14 seconds, Mr. Yo will have the same. Monk play for him. What is Hera building? Another barracks. Do we get to see a monastery? Not yet. Unless I'm missing something. Not yet. Continuing with the armor upgrade for his archers. Chemistry, fervor, and bosa for our Bohemians. So remember, fervor will affect the villagers. Take a look. In 19 seconds. I love the use of the siege workshop here. That is going to zone out. 1 mangonel should zone out all of these elite skirmishers. So take a look. You see the villager speed? 0.92 just went up from the generic 0.8. So Heras are still moving at the usual speed. These villagers now 15% faster. Seems like Mr. Yo lost his archers on the other side of the map. And let's see what it can get done here. Can Hera with how many now? 5, 6 Eagle scouts, not yet warriors. 9 in total, going up to 12. Not bad if your opponent is going up basically just with elite skirmishers, although not elite for Mr. Did he cancel that upgrade? I thought that was he was researching that. I guess he decided, you know what? I'm just going to get chemistry and get hand cannoneers. Why the hell not? Gunpowder in general, one of the banes of the meso civs. Very hard for them to deal with that. Although remember, the Aztec skirmishers with Ocelot can have extra range and extra attack, and that is a castle age technology. So if he gets up a castle, which it looks like he's starting to think about stone here, that might be very, very good for him. Remember, the hand cannoneers coming with 7 range. We are not talking about Hindustani hand cannoneers with Shatagni that have 9, and the Eagles are in the base. Take a ballista bolt to the face, but they are undeterred. 10 villagers inside the town center. Mr. Yo holding the line, but he's holding the line with shitty units. Oh no. Oh no. There's enough skirmisher force here to nullify anything that any individual unit that comes out of these archery ranges, which is exactly why these guys are staying garrisoned. I will not poke out my head and get immediately killed, say the hand cannoneers, but a mangonel might be different. 3rd town center for Mr. Yo. He's already got his 2nd up. Interesting location. Very interesting location. He's also hunting. I would have maybe left 2 or one more tile here so that you can fit a farm. That's just me, though. High ground here. This is a big army for Hera. 5 eagles. Let's take a look at their upgrades, by the way. Still just scouts. Still just that +1 armor. He's going to discover another town center. So Hera's army is quickly becoming sandwiched here. And if he takes more than a few mangonel shots to the face, this is going to be very problematic. Because right now there is no Otelot. He doesn't have a castle to research it, so the range on these guys is still just 7. Same as the hand cannoneer. And the mangonel here being repaired. One-shotting these eagles is fantastic. Okay. And now all of a sudden Hera's scary force is no longer scary. Mr. Yo investing continually in hand cannoneers. Both players have to be so careful if the gunpowder, what do we want to call them? Bullets? Pellets? Bolts? Balls? Land? Disastrous here for Hera. On the other hand, if the javelins of the skirmishers land, disastrous here for Mr. Yo, who now says, you know what, I don't think you can do very much here anymore. So I'm just going to take my 11 hand cannoneers and get the hell out of Dodge. Although he might reconsider that once he sees these guys popping out of the ether. Oh, this is a lot of eagles. Hera definitely going for quantity over quality. These are still scouts. Skirmishers still circling, not really able to accomplish much. If Mr. Yo can get rid of some of these skirmishers, this is going to be very bad for Hera. So far, it looks like a few of the balls are landing, but he's losing gold-intensive units in exchange for shitty trash units. Mangonel, 7 kills on him. A 4th town center going up for Aztec. Beautiful location next to this Tetris piece gold. But here we go. Mr. Yo getting that stone. Hera has been mining stone for a little bit longer. Although he has used his stone for town centers. So has depleted his stone. That being said, if you're on 0 stone and your opponent is on 0 stone, but you're ahead 1 town center, you are ahead. Which is exactly what's going on here. Still no upgrades on these guys. Going up to 20 Eagle Scouts, 10 Skirmishers, 3 basic archers from the Feudal Age, which I was going to say, I'm assuming are the 3 dots here just exploring the back of the base. Oh, this is so bad. Horrible, horrible shot by the Mangonel. Misses everything. Oh, this is so bad for Hera. Hand cannoneers on the high ground. Slaughterfest. Oh my god, things are going from bad to worse. Hera's army supply just got completely destroyed. I mean, he's got 7, he's got 9, but 3 of that is this. These guys are going to accomplish exactly nothing at the moment. That being said, Hera ahead, 15 villagers. We'll see what he can do with his advantage. Finally, now they're Eagle Warriors. Boot time, as we would say in Canada. Okay. And this is what I was wondering. Why did he place his town center here and not one tile further away? He could have fit 3 more or 2 more farms in. In any event, little things. Relics 1-0 for our Bohemian. Now 2-0 for our Bohemian. This is the moment he decides to get handcart off the back of 74 villagers. 32 on food. Not a bad time. I think Mysterio senses that there might be an opportunity here. That being said, stay on the hill. Stay on the hill. Outpost. Pretty good idea. Vision is information, and information in a game of RTS, in a war game, is invaluable. 3 relics for our Bohemian. Definitely needs to be a little cautious if he wants to get the last 2 that are right outside Hera's base. Mr. Yo slowly picking and poking at this archery range. Mangonel shelling away at the HP of the town center. By the way, out of curiosity, building 35 bonus attack. Interesting. Hussite wagon 40. Man, those Hussite wagons could be very vulnerable. Okay, first volley. Second volley. Okay. Great trades here for Mr. Yo at the moment. I mean, loses the Mangonel, but who cares? You've got a forward siege workshop training another one. All the eagles melt again. I said it's the bane of the Mesoamerican civs is gunpowder. Hera needs to get a castle up yesterday. He's got 500 stone. Mysterio already has the stone for a castle, and these villagers are moving forward. Gee, I wonder what for. I absolutely wonder what for. Will they build it on top of the remnants, the ruins of this archery range? Yes, they absolutely will. Oh my god, he is taking this relic. The audacity, the balls on Mr. Yo, uncontested. This monk makes his way. I mean, the outpost must see it. Yeah, of course he does. I am absolutely in shock that Hera is letting this happen, but maybe not. Maybe not. There is a big old battle happening at the front of his base. Even Hera's micro is taxed at some point. Castle goes up first for him, but Bohemian Castle already up. Villagers abscond. Mission accomplished, says Mr. Yo. I'm not sticking around to defend this, or repair this, rather. Or maybe he is, and we just, maybe I'm the idiot. No, building an archery range and a mining camp to get the contested stone, or rather, I don't think this is contested. Never mind. This is his secondary stone. Interesting. So even though Hera's resources, in my opinion, were very exposed, Mr. Yo so far is not making any attempt to deny those resources. Wagenberg tactics. Remember, I said they can make all of their gunpowder units move faster, 15% faster to be specific. And both players heading up to Imperial, although Mr. Yo will reach it first. Hera, 130 villagers, archers still around, accomplishing literally nothing. Might want to just delete them or throw them away or do something with them. And now Hera's infrastructure is under attack. No Outlot. These guys are still just at 7 range. There it is. Take a look at their stats now. Once that 3+3 range 8. But the problem is his infrastructure is getting destroyed, and he's only now rebuilding it. Only now because he's got no wood. Slowly, I mean, 53 villagers on wood is pretty damn good. Our Bohemian is starting to choke him out, though. Sanctity as well. Oh, man. Mr. Yo getting all the good upgrades for his villagers and his monks. Remember, once that finishes, these villagers, their hit points also go up by 15. Not exactly Spanish villagers with supremacy, but they will do the job. Hera banking resources. He's going to be able to explode in Imperial Age, although we'll see if he manages to get a Treb out first. Yes, he does. Of course he does. Arson. So we know he's going to go infantry. We know he's going to try to swarm the hell out of these castles. And now with these better and improved elite skirmishers, look at that bracer on the way as well. So they're going to be fully upgraded in 15 seconds, and fully upgraded plus the unique technology. They will do a good job of zoning out these hand cannoneers. Mangonel's a different question. Remember, they outranged them, but they skirmishers versus mangonel is going to require a lot of javelins. Elite Eagle warriors, only +1 attack, only +2 armor. They are not quite ready to engage just yet. Hera loses his castle, still has a Treb. Where's his Treb? Moving backwards. Hera being constrained into his base. Take a look. It's a huge base, but this is his map vision. Look at this big empty abyss here. He doesn't know where the hell Mr. Yo's army is. In the meantime, Mr. Yo's army, where the hell is it? Oh my god, he's taking the gold right next to Hera's base. Hera sees it, says, F that. I'm not letting that happen. Tower going up to lame. Where the hell are these hand cannoneers? How did I miss them? Where were they? Oh man, I feel blind. In any event, bombards are here. Hand cannoneers are here. Trebs are here. More siege workshops. Onager upgrade as well. So these skirmishers are they have to be super careful. Now what Mr. Yo could do is build a tower just outside the range of this one to lame the gold, to make sure if I can't get it, you definitely can't get it. 3 eagles. Remember, they do come with an attack bonus against monks, +10. Similar to a light cav. But here come the raids. Man, our eagles good at raiding. Not the fastest unit in the game compared to hussars, but eagles at 1.43, the fastest infantry unit in the game. Unfortunately for him, there is a big Bohemian castle here just absolutely waiting for him. And there's hand cannoneers already here. Yikes. Hera just not able. Oh, he's going to get a few on the retreat. No, but softens up their HP. Hera just not able to break through this wall of gunpowder. 40 siege engineers as well. So add +1 range to all these already range full units. And Hera decides, you know what, I can't engage into this. This is walled off. Remember, Mr. Yo walled off his base for this exact reason. He knew that he is vulnerable to raids. He knew that Aztecs with their eagle warriors are just ridiculously fast. And so decides, you know what, I'm not even going to let him do the raids. I mean, it might be open here now that he... Oh, no, maybe not. It's hard to tell sometimes with this game, right? Full frontal is now the order of the day. Forget the backstabs. Forget the flanks. Forget everything. He is going after the onagers. 8 pierce armor on these guys. And in the meantime, oh man, the skirmishers, like I said, with Otelot. Oh, where the hell are they going, though? Where the hell are they going? Okay. Oh, man. What a fun game out of both players. Oh, look at this. He doesn't need a tower. He can just park his hand cannoneers out here. Hera, though, take a look. Managed to get all... Or actually, no, what am I talking about? Managed to get one. I was about to say managed to get one onager and lose all of his eagles, and it came out as managed to get all of the eagles. All of the onagers. This position, unassailable. You can micro your heart out. You can have 1,000,000 APM, but unless you're, you know, an AI program microing these units individually with lightning quick reflexes, you are not going to avoid the shots of 3 onagers. And now that they're onagers, they do a lot more damage to these skirmishers, even with Otlot, even with the extra range. I think Hera realizes that the Eagle, super cool unit, by the way. Look at that. How cool is that unit? Just beautiful. Managed to get only 1 onager, but 1 castle here, 1 castle here. Basically doesn't lame the gold, but sees it. And so any attempt by Hera to get that gold will be met with an absolute barrage of gunpowder. 48 army supply to 32, villager count identical. But now take a look. Hera's about to lose this castle. He's got enough stone for 1 more, but where the hell do you even build it? Where do you have room to build it? Here in the back? Somewhere in the side? Mr. Yo already anticipated that. Look, he's even got a Hussite wagon out. Gunpowder units as well. He anticipated the side swipe by Mr. Yo, by Hera rather. I don't know if he saw the Eagle streaming south. He might have. The Trebs have a very good amount of vision. Take a look at that. They have an insane amount of line of sight. So he may have seen those eagles heading south, but there's nothing Hera can do. He can't engage into this. By the way, beautiful castle placement to get the stone and the gold protected. He can't really engage into the base because even though these palisades are weak, 250 HP, it's an early radar system. If he attacks into here, Mr. Yo knows I'm just going to retreat into my town centers, and then I'm just going to bring my gunpowder units back. And they're not that far off. Look at this. Not that far off at all. I think Hera realized that and realized he's not going to get the raids that he needs. He also only has enough gold, by the way, for, 19 Eagle Warriors, even though they're elite. And elite Eagle Warriors are, like I said, super fun to watch. But no attack upgrades, just the +1. No Garland Wars, which would add +4. So these Eagle Warriors need time to get upgraded. And the one thing Hera doesn't have right now is time. He just does not have time. And by the way, 6 archery ranges and 5 barracks is pretty good, but not great. Especially when the army's already knocking on your front door. If it was double that, I suspect Hera would have stayed in the game maybe a little bit longer. But look at that. Hera's usual 200 plus APM. Mr. Yo playing a bit of a more relaxed game. 81 hand cannoneers to 100. Economy. 10% difference in economy. The Bohemian relics didn't really add very much, even though he had all 5 of them. Remember, if our Aztec had all 5 of these, this would be a third higher. So about 1,900, 2,000 maybe. No, not 2,000. Maybe 2,000. No, just a little under 2,000. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math in my head. If it was 1,500, it would be 2,000, but it's just a little under. So take a look at this. Hera, ahead in wood, ahead in food, ahead in gold, but down about 2 castles worth of stone. Only has 1 castle. And yeah, even though, I mean, let's be honest. The Bohemians versus the Aztecs is an uphill battle for the Aztecs, I believe. Even with their skirmishers with Otlot, which I love that he got. Even though they attack on an 8 and now have 9 range. 9 range on a skirmisher. Fully upgraded. It's still just not enough. Because once these guys come out, if these guys weren't here, by the way, this would all be slaughtered. Hera would, Mr. Yo would lose all of this. But the presence of these onagers, the presence of these heavy hitting units, which, by the way, even though the Bohemians don't get siege onagers, I'm just trying to think if he had upgraded them to siege onagers, but I don't think they get siege onagers. That would just be way too unfair. But let's be honest, this is an uphill battle, literally. And all, as we're seeing on the map, an uphill battle here for Hera. Did as well as he could have. Villager count identical. Army supply pretty healthy. And if he could swarm with eagles, maybe. Maybe. You take a few shots to the face from these onagers. You lose 10 of your 30 eagles. You close in with 20. You move in with the skirmishers to support. The eagles snipe the onagers. And all of a sudden, the eagle with 8 pierce armor has to worry about a castle attacking on a 15, which is not bad. The problem is these guys are very far from being fully upgraded. Still missing the last 2 attack upgrades, and if you've watched my streams, you know my opinion about Blast Furnace, the last attack upgrade. It takes 100 seconds to get. You think Hera has 100 seconds here? Be honest. You think he has 100 seconds? He's got enough gold to build 19 gold eagles, 19 elite eagle warriors, but that's not including the upgrade costs. That's not including Garland Wars. Garland Wars is not cheap. It is about 750 gold, I believe, or maybe 800 gold. It's between 7 and 800 gold, I think. I don't expect a standard of perfection here. And also take a look at kill count. Mr. Yo's 100 kills ahead. Not a lot of civilian kills, not a lot of raiding this game, but that's not really necessary because the Bohemian army is not really designed for raiding. It is designed for brute force trauma. This is the Teutons. This is the Turks. This is the very powerful gunpowder civilization, the heavy hitting, designed to crack you open like an egg and then throw you in the trash. And that's exactly what happened here. And like I said, even though it's an uphill battle, Aztecs versus the bane of every Meso-Civ, which is gunpowder, and this is quite the gunpowder civilization here. Hera did the best he could. Ultimately, though, it just didn't have the resources to put together the army that he needed to counter this. I mean, take a look at Mr. Yo. He's basically broke. He's got 90 gold for a civilization that needs gunpowder units. I mean, good luck, right? If he had 1,000 gold, I would say, wow, incredible. But he doesn't. He's got 89 gold. His army supply is way ahead. I mean, literally 50% ahead. And it's not 50% of, halberdiers and skirmishers. It's 50% in hand cannoneers. So Hera, realizing that he does not have the time to put together a counter force to this, he can throw out trash all the live long day. He's got 130 villagers, but now this gold is being lamed. Once these villagers out, let's rewind for one quick second. He's got 21 villagers on gold. 8 of them are here, which means he's only got 13 somewhere else. There they are. 13 right there. And they are mining a gold pile that has 181 gold in it. If he wants to fully upgrade his eagles, he's going to have to blow his entire gold bank, which means he's not going to have money for eagles. Now, if he wants to build eagles, he's going to have to blow his entire bank on eagles because you're not going to sail this with 5 or 10 eagles. You're going to need at least 20 to 30 to withstand not only the hand cannoneer shots, but also the onagers, which are going to have probably some pretty good attack rounds. If I had to guess, a player with 2720 elo. And if you do that, then you're attacking with eagles that have a +1 attack. So Hera is damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, is about to lose his castle, has 1 treb. I don't even know where we saw it. Right here, okay. Has enough stone for another castle. What he doesn't have is the time. Doesn't have the time to build a castle and doesn't have the resources to put together an army that could actually contest this. And Mr. Yo, knowing he's going to get raided, knowing that these resources are very, very important to him, and even though he's only got 15 villagers on gold, it doesn't matter because he's already spent his gold on all these gunpowder units. Now he's defending the last gold pile here. This has almost 2,000 gold, by the way. And he still has these piles that have 5,000 gold in them. That's crazy. So he's able to produce gunpowder all the livelong day. Hera, constricted and constrained into his base, just doesn't have the ability to, like I said, for now the second or third time, put together an army that can contest this. And because of that, I suspect he decides to live to fight another day. GG's. Mr. Yo gets the W. But wow, what a super fun game. GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.